tell me, what's been a key learning for you from participating in a group relations conference?
One of the key learnings for me in attending group relations conference, which I did in person just before COVID happened, was that it was the opportunity. Once you got over the learning about what happens in a group conference, and being able to talk in a small group conversation, is that it actually, if you're willing to relax and play and explore, is that there is a freedom in the conversations that you can actually start to have with others, both in small group and in large group. And then as the conference actually starts to evolve. So, and what I mean by that is that it can be when you actually go into a group and having conversations with a group of people that you don't know, you can actually find yourself being very scared about what you say, what others will think, which is kind of the usefulness of the conference. And so after a while, if you can actually stick with it and then actually be brave enough and courageous enough to start having conversations that of putting your ideas out there and others listening or not, is it can actually start to become really, really freeing. So over the 5 days that I actually then started to play with having conversations with others that were both difficult and challenging and uncomfortable, is that I actually started to, I think it was about day 3, I should say, day 3, day 4, that I actually started to have fun and actually have joy, actually, and in playing with others about the different concepts and ideas. So the key learning was about having the freedom and giving myself permission to muck up, that others might not like what I was saying, but also alternatively, maybe what I was saying could be of value to myself and the others.
How can understanding group dynamics help you as a leader?
I think the biggest thing that group dynamics has helped me as a leader is to understand my own the things that actually make me nervous and uncomfortable. And so in being able to understand what makes me worry or think about, am I doing enough for the people that I lead? Am I doing all the right things for the organisation or the group? Is that in understanding who I am has been able to then make sense of others in the group. So how are we as a group helping the task in which we're working on? More importantly, how is the things that, or us as a group and our own worries and concerns and our own drivers and motivations, how is that not helping the task that we're trying to actually achieve as a group? And I think that's been profound in actually, working through as a leader what my role is and what other roles are. And so one of the key things is, if we are very clear on what our task is as a group, is that we can actually then understand what's taking us off track, what are others projecting onto me, are they trying to make me make decisions for them? Am I taking away their authority in their role? Or am I giving them too much? Am I abdicating my responsibilities as a leader? So it has really genuinely helped me work with others to complete the task that we're actually meant to be doing and checking in on that. But more importantly, there is something about it, the health of the group is helped when we can actually pay attention to what we are doing and what is driving us, and then as a group understanding what's driving us as a group as well.
What would you say to someone joining a group relations conference for the first time?
My biggest advice would be to have fun and to actually trust the process. So the people who are on the committee know what they're doing, and when so it's trusting the process. So trusting that it can be uncomfortable, and that it can be confronting, and that it can actually be, of course, I saw, of course, people getting quite upset. On the other end is that when you trust the process and work hard to understand what is happening from, behavioural and group dynamic perspective, is that it can be joyful, and it can be freeing, and when you realize you can play with it to understand yourself and others, it can be life-changing. It can be a really, for me, it was a really life-changing moment. And from the moment I actually walked into that room and shook Leslie's hand, who was the welcoming person, as soon as I shook their hand, it was, this is going to be fun. This is going to change how I see the world in a really different way, but important way. I can genuinely say that that's what happened. And if you trust the process, you will come out a different person by the end of those 5 days.